LR Rose's EZA has finally been confirmed by Dokkan themselves. The Dokkan Battle Info Wiki has translated these, so I will leave their link down in the description and also for the website if you want to check it out for yourself. And let me know down in the comments while you're there. What do you think of this EZA? Do you like it? Do you not? Is it good or bad? And also, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. So let's get into it. This guy has to be good considering how bad the Dokkan Fest was. So on 12 key, he's raising defense by 50%. 18 key, he's raising attack and defense by 50%. This is a good start. I like this. Key +3 and attack and defense +160. I don't think he had key in his passive before EZAing. He actually didn't have a whole lot in his passive, to be fair. It was quite a clean slate or a blank slate. But key is definitely something this unit needs. Like, you're able to super attack with him, but the inconsistency for getting his 18 key off was really bad. So he now gets an additional attack and defense +8% each time key rises by 1 up to 160. Okay, I saw something I saw something about this. The Dokkan Battle Wiki put in the comments that apparently his key rises every time he attacks. So that's how that functions. That's how he gets the extra attack and defense. That's how he gets the extra key, is when he attacks. Just to remember that. He then gets key +3 when key is 18 or more. Launches an additional super attack when key is 22 or more. So that additional is guaranteed. That's really nice. One thing I noticed with this LR Rose while using him recently with like some of the new EZAs, the new units, like LR Merge Zamasu, EZA AGL Zamasu, the side Zamasu, is he can still do some very good damage considering how old he is as a unit. He's like 2019, 2018, I think 2019. But for his age, he's still really good damage-wise. Just defensively, he had niche, like nothing. So for him to have an extra additional in there, not only is that good because you can get 2 50% defense raises before you even factor in dupes, the amount of damage he can do on his initiating key super, then also get the 50% attack raise, and then do the 12 key, he's going to do some pretty decent damage in a turn while bulking himself up. I like that. And all the key he gets from his passive is great as well. It's going to help you launch 18 keys consistently. Not to mention as well, all this key is obviously going to help you get your key up to 22 or more, so you can get the guaranteed additional. I think it's going to be very easy to get the guaranteed additional considering you literally get key +3 once your key is at 18 or more. So it's almost like guaranteed that you're going to get it. Unless, of course, orb placement really isn't in your favor. But all the extra defense, all the extra key, big fan. That's literally what he needed the most. And he's also getting some extra damage in there as well, which he was already very good at considering he'd aged quite a bit. So you'll then get key +6 and a 50% chance for a critical hit for the rest of the battle after delivering the final blow. This I don't mind. This was one thing I was worried about with this unit is the last time we saw a Rose unit, which was EZA Strength Rose, he got extra attack and defense and I think something else, but mainly extra attack and defense buffs from getting the final blow, which isn't too difficult. But because Dokkan is so RNG based, if a unit crit, a unit got an additional and then done too much damage, Rose might not have got the final blow. Or you might have killed the enemy before Rose came on rotation if he wasn't already on rotation, which typically he's not. And then other times he might have not have done enough damage himself because you haven't done enough damage prior. And that was the thing that really held him back, is you're missing out on big amounts of attack and defense to help Rose out quite a lot, and it actually impacts him a lot defensively. So at least with LR Rose's final blow, you're not missing anything that is a huge detriment if you don't get it or he really needs it. Whereas EZA Strength Rose really needed the extra attack and defense. Otherwise, he was quite risky. I mean, he is now, definitely, but back then when he dropped, he was a bit of a risk. Things could easily get techie with him if you didn't get that final blow. At least with LR Rose's EZA, if you don't get it, yeah, you're missing out on some nice bonuses, but it's a bonus. Like, you're not missing out on stuff that Rose needs to rely on, even in order to perform really well, or essentially be safe in difficult content. So what they've attached to the final blow, I don't really mind too much. The key +6 is insane because you're easily guaranteed additional super attack there. Like, if you get this key +6, if you can get LR Rose to hit a final blow, which actually might not be too difficult considering how much damage he can do, Tech LR Zamasu can do, and AGL Zamasu and like Piccolo Jr. and that, it may be a little bit easier to actually set up the final blow for him. That said, the main thing is I like the fact that he doesn't rely on the buffs he's getting from the final blow, so if he doesn't get it, it doesn't really matter. Would it be nice to have the extra key +6? Yes, because again, you're pretty much always guaranteed to have your key at 22 or more, have that guaranteed additional. And then, of course, having a 50% chance built into a unit that already still does good damage is great. But again, it's not something that he needs. Is it a great bonus? Yes, 100%. Does he need it? No. So I actually don't mind his final blow, like restrictions, conditions, or things like that. He also recovers 6% HP when HP is 66% or above. Do you know what? That's actually not bad. That's actually really easy to trigger when you consider how many good defensive units are going to be on this team. Again, Tech LR Zamasu, AGL Zamasu, Piccolo Jr. with like 2-3 supers, even 4. You also have the side Zamasu, if I didn't mention him. There's a ton of good tanking units that can go on the Zamasu team with this guy. And then he also recovers 6% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received. So he can recover 12% HP in total, which is crazy. Because you've got 12% HP from this guy. You've got HP recovery from AGL Zamasu. HP recovery from... who was the other one? There's another one. Int Zamasu. EZA, Rose, and Zamasu also have healing. And you know what? I've used that team so much and I thought all this healing would be an issue. I still haven't struggled to get LR Zamasu's domain out with all the healing. Has there been 1 or 2 runs maybe when I could have got it, but the healing's kind of stopped it? Maybe, but it's barely happened. I don't know, maybe LR Rose will be the unit where it starts to become too much healing to get the domain. But so far, I haven't found it to be an issue at all. And it's always been exactly the amount of HP I needed, while also maintaining HP where I'm not going to die by the next like 2 attacks. So this team's got a ton of healing, but we'll see if his healing ends up becoming like too much for Tech LR Zamasu's domain. But so far, I'm not going to lie, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So then we have his Rage Mode, probably one of the most rarest active skills in the game. Actually so rare that when I used him, I actually forgot that he had one. And once he goes into his Rage Mode, he'll greatly raise attack by 50% for 1 turn, cause destructive damage to the enemy. On 18 key, he will massively raise attack by 100%, cause destructive damage to the enemy. And on his passive, he'll have key +6, which is great. So you can do as much damage as possible and actually super. Receives an additional key +2 per keys for obtained, and attacks effective against all types. That's really nice. When you go into a Rage Mode or a Giant form, and this is really noticeable at 55%, but still noticeable even with dupes, but really noticeable with no dupes, is if they don't have attacks effective against all types or like a built-in chance to crit when they're in like a Rage or a Giant form, while it is nice to basically have 1, 2, maybe even 3 turns of just, you know, free chip damage, you're kind of only doing like only a tiny bit of damage here and there that doesn't really make too much of a dent. Like, you can't complain because it's free damage, I get it, but it doesn't really make much of an impact. So at least having attacks effective against all types kind of helps him a little bit. And then if you have dupes and skill orbs, he could potentially crit along the way. But I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. He should be able to do some solid damage, especially with this, which of course the extra key from orbs and the key +6 he gets to the start of turn is going to help him do. I have to say, LR Rose looks pretty good. I have to say he looks pretty good. Defensively, he's looking decent, especially once you get all of those buffs and bonuses built up. Considering he doesn't have damage reduction and guard and dodge, things like that. I'm not sure where his defense will be. It seems decent, but it's something I'm going to have to like really test once he drops. Damage wise and key, which is what he really needed, but damage wise, he still looks to be very strong, especially considering how easy it is to link him. But they fixed his key issues. They gave him a ton of defense. He looks good. He looks good, but I definitely want to see how he does once his EZA drops. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.